Okay. According to the U.S. Fire Association, approximately 100 firefighters are killed every year in the United States. And that is based on duty. So it could go from anything from being hit by a car when you step out of the fire engine, or being killed in a fire. So I'm here today to explain the personal protective equipment that firefighters wear that help possibly save our lives in a fire situation. Now, a lot of people think that the gear that we wear makes us invisible, and that's definitely not true. Especially watching movies like Ladder 49, Backdraft. You see firefighters laying in a room and the whole entire room's on fire, and it's definitely not like that. So, yes, our protective equipment does have thermal barriers, but that's to a certain extent. You definitely can't, be laying in a fire and be okay and not expect to not get burned. Definitely not true. So, what I'm going to explain to you is the equipment that we wear, and give you a few facts on why it's so important to help save our lives and keep us from not getting burned. Also, I can tell you from personal experience that I have walked out of fire with hot spots, and I've never even been close to the fire when I got burned. It was just from a thermal radiation, which it's pretty crazy. So, another fact, according to IFSTA 5th edition, firefighter structural PPE consists of the following items that I present to you today. That means that anytime in the United States a firefighter responds to a fire, they have to have all this equipment, according to NFPA 1971. Also, all of this equipment that I have here has a TPP rating of 35. TPP means thermal protection performance, which if you take half the number of 35, that gives you 17.5 seconds in a flashover environment, which flashover environments when say you've got this room here, everything reaches its combustion limit and catches fire. So you've got 17.5 seconds if you enter the room and to get out before you're dead. So the first step in donning your PPE is to have it organized, outside the fire engine. So kind of how I have it set up right now is how you would want it. And the first item in your firefighting ensemble would be the hood, and it protects the areas of your body that are most susceptible to being burnt, which are your ears. You feel them, you've hardly got any skin there. And you look a lot like my dad, who's a retired firefighter, his ears you can see are just all looks like cauliflower ear from wrestling and from being burnt. So kind of makes you look like a Teletubby, but here it is. So you've got this hood on, and then your next step is you put on your bunker bottoms. And a part of your bunker bottoms are your boots, and your boots are steel toe, and that's just so, if you get ran over, I'm going to take this off because it's hard to talk. So if your toes get ran over, you're not going to crush your toe. Also, it's got a steel section that goes underneath the bottom of your foot, and that helps. So if you're stepping on nails, you're not going to have a nail sent through your foot. And then you've got your suspenders here. And as you can see, there's a lot of pockets to help carry useful stuff, such as like this, a spanner wrench. You've got glasses, flashlights. So you're starting to see that it's just the pants here are about 25 pounds. So once I have all my gear on, it's going to be anywhere from 75 to 100 extra pounds, including your pack that you put on, which I didn't bring my pack here today. So as you can see, it's kind of funky looking, this outer layer, but it's a Kevlar Nomex combination. And the Kevlar is like what's used in for whitewater rafts. It's not going to tear very easily. And you've got these patches here over your knees because obviously you're doing a lot of crawling around, and it's going to help pad your knees a little bit. So put this back on. So the next step in your ensemble would be your jacket, which is just like the pants, same material. It's composed of a Kevlar Nomex combination. And for those of you who don't know what Nomex is, it's a material that's very flame resistant. It's one of the highest flame resistant material. So that's why I'm not wearing a cotton suit. Obviously cotton's gonna catch on fire a lot sooner. So you got this. And just like the pants, you've got a lot of pockets, you've got your gloves. That also is a Nomex, our Nomex with thermal layer inside. And it's actually, you know, like the tents that you pull out, or the blankets that you pull out, like a crash kit you have in your car. That's what you've actually, if you cut this open, you'd have a layer of that running through the gloves, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that until like a week ago. So you've got your gloves. And then, most important part, just like riding your bike, you gotta have a helmet. This is gonna protect your noggin from falling members when you enter a building. And then just like this protects your ears, you got a hood right here that you fold down. It's gonna protect your ears also. Doesn't look very cool, so a lot of people roll it up like I've got it. So you got that. And then last but not least, you've got your SCBA mask, which you've got your regulator. And then obviously this would attach to a tank, which I don't have a tank here. I couldn't get it from my department. And I'm not going to put it on. I'm sure you guys have seen a firefighter with their mask on. So probably the most important part of your equipment, because you can't breathe in a smoky environment. It's going to send O2. And every time you take a breath, you're going to suck in oxygen from your tank, and then it's going to shut off so it's not, you don't constantly have oxygen blowing past your face. So yeah, I've gone through all the equipment that helps to keep us safe while doing firefighting operations. Next time you see a firefighter entering a burning structure, hopefully you'll have a little bit better knowledge of all the equipment that they're wearing and what it takes to get into it, as you saw me. Safety is the #1 key with firefighting, and that's the #1 thing that goes through our heads when entering an unsafe environment. So we rely on every piece of equipment that we wear to possibly save our lives. And with that number that I mentioned earlier stuck in our heads, that 100 number, we constantly want to every year lower that. So each year our equipment's getting better and a lot stronger, and it hopefully will get that number lower. So now when you come across your next house fire, or you see a movie of a firefighter jumping through a burning building or saving a baby, you will have a little bit of better knowledge of what they're wearing. So thank you.